It's a new year, and you're probably thinking about the changes you want to start making in your life. But let me ask you this. Why do you think so many goals and New Year's resolutions fail around February? Well, in this video, we're going to dive into that and many other topics relating to New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to teach you guys how you can stick to your goals throughout the new year and not end up like the February resolutions. With that being said, let's get right into it. Number 1. We have the power of setting realistic goals. I put this at number 1 because this is far above all the other steps, mainly because it's a method that I've implemented in my own life. I've used it on everything I do. Everything I do, I use the SMART goal method. Some of you might be asking, what's a SMART goal method? Well, here it is. First, you have specific. But what I mean by that is you clearly define what you want, how you're going to get it, and you just put it right there at the top. That's your S. The M. This is how you're going to track your progress with a number. Let's say you're trying to gain some weight. Boom, measurable, pound number. And then after that, we have S, we have M, now we have A. A is achievable. Set a goal that you can actually challenge yourself to achieve, which means something that's not too easy, but something that's not impossible. It still has to be a challenge, but something that you can achieve if you do put the work in. Next, you have relevant. Ensure your goals align with your values. So just make sure that this goal is something that's going to help you become the person that you want to be, become the person that, does this goal every single day or whatever. And after that, you have T, the last letter in SMART. T means time bound. Time bound means you're going to set a deadline for yourself to create this urgency. Like, you have to get this done in this time period or you're a failure. You haven't hit your goal, so you're a failure. So your time bound is what really brings us all together, and it's what holds down this whole entire SMART principle. An example for that is, instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I will work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next 2 months. You see how more impactful that statement is compared to the first one? Instead of saying, I want to get fit, I set a deadline for myself. I said, I will work out 30 minutes a day 3 times a week for 2 months. That creates urgency right there. That's urgency. That's time bound, relevant, and achievable. It's got everything in that goal. Now, an example for that is, instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I will work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week for the next 2 months. You see how more impactful that statement is compared to the first one? Instead of saying, I want to get fit, I set a deadline for myself. I said, I will work out 30 minutes a day 3 times a week for 2 months. That creates urgency right there. That's urgency. That's time bound, relevant, and achievable. It's got everything in that goal. Now, it's like, I don't know, maybe lifting for a certain amount of time a week. But then we have breaking down big goals into smaller steps. So what I mean by that is, your big goals can feel really overwhelming, so we're gonna have to break them down into smaller, manageable actions that you can take every day. So if you have this huge goal that you want to achieve by 2026, which is next year, you're gonna have to break that down into small steps because you have 365 days to achieve it. So you're gonna have to break that down into 365 little minuscule parts to help yourself achieve it. An example of this is, if your goal is to read 12 books this year, break it down into 1 book a month, because that's how you break down that math. If that still seems too big, try reading at least 10 pages a day. You gotta start small to build up to something large. Maybe you're gonna start with 10 pages and then the next week you're gonna go to 20. That's progress. Any progress is good. You just don't want to be stuck in a loop of only reading 10 pages a day when your goal is to read 12 books. You have to make that step somehow. I'm saying you can start small and then just keep going up and up and up until you reach your goal. Step number 2 is building consistency through your daily habits. I have a lot of experience with this, mainly because I have been reading the Atomic Habits book. I have been implementing the rules in my life. I've read many of these, self-help books. All of them have the same plot. All the books have the same plot. They're basically saying, make it automatic and make your habits easy. Make it something that you like to do. And what I mean by that is the importance of habits in achieving goals is success is not an event. It's the process that happens through daily habits and actions. You have to remember that, because it's the process, it's not the event. It's the process. Success is a process. And I'm going to teach y'all how to build good habits now. Because a lot of you guys, you have trouble building and forming and sticking with these habits. Like I said, a lot of people lose it by February, but this is how you're going to stick to it. So how to build good habits. Start small and be consistent. Focus on one habit at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. I talked about this in my last video a little bit, but if you guys feel like you're getting overwhelmed by having too many habits, that's bad. If you put all your focus into this one thing, you will succeed. I'm telling you right now. I do this with everything. Right now, I'm focusing mainly on content creation in the gym. 2 goals that I have for 2025, and I've had for a while now, is getting my first 10K on Instagram and YouTube, and becoming 185 pounds and benching 225. That's just what I personally want to do, but everyone else has different goals, and I'm telling you guys, if you break it down and you make it something manageable and you just put all your focus into that goal, you're going to achieve it this year no matter what. Some methods that you can use to build good habits are start small and be consistent, and use the 2-minute rule. What I mean by the 2-minute rule is, the 2-minute rule means you start with a small version of your habit that only takes 2 minutes. I implemented this in my daily life when I was trying to get into reading books more, because I found myself, I was very unliterature, I wasn't reading at all. And then I started reading for about 2 to 3 minutes a day, and I got into that habit. Every day I was reading for 2 minutes, and I was like, okay, this is not too bad. So then I upped it to 20 minutes a day, because I know that 2 minutes a day is nothing compared to what I'm doing. I could easily give myself 20 minutes of free time to go read. That's all it takes, is that leap from 20 to 2. Every 2 minutes a day, you're gonna get into that habit where you're like, okay, I'm the type of person that reads every day. No matter if it's 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours. I'm the type of person that reads. 2 minutes is gonna get you in that mindset where you're like, I can do this every single day for more than 2 minutes. Another thing that I find easy in this process, and something that makes it more enjoyable, is finding a partner to share your progress with. Like you and your boys, you and your friend, you have this one person that also wants to lock in with you, and they really put their foot forward and they just go straight at it with you. That is going to take you so far in life, and I'm serious about that. I can't stress that point enough. That's going to take you so far in life, because that competition is what people have been chasing since the dawn of time. Competition is what pushes each other. You're going to have your boy over here still in the gym, and if you're at home playing video games, you're going to be like, oh man, I got to go to the gym now. My boy's there, I can't let him outcompete me. That is what's going to push you to the finish line right there. If you don't feel motivated and he does, you're going to push yourself straight to that finish line, and you are going to beat him, because that is that competitive spirit that we need. One of the biggest methods that I use for tracking my progress and to stay accountable is social media. Social media, like my Instagram account, I've been using that for a while now. It's a great way to stay accountable. All you have to do is go on there for at least 10 minutes and make a video and say, this is what I did today, this is how much I weigh, this is, I worked out today. Basically, that's all you say. And then if you stop posting, or if you stop working out and posting on Instagram, people are gonna know, like, you're a failure, you stopped, So that's how I hold myself accountable. I like to go on there every day and see that I've made progress every single day. Social media is something that our ancestors did not have. We have to use it. It's a great device it's a great device for making money. It's a great device for staying accountable, and it's a great device for connecting with like-minded people. So if I were you guys, I would get on Instagram, I would make an account, post your progress just so you can stay accountable, follow some of your friends so they can help you stay accountable, and do that right now. In our next section, we have staying motivated through challenges. What I mean by that is you're gonna have hardship in your life. You have to understand the motivation fluctuates. It fluctuates just like waves. It goes up and down and up and down. It's normal for motivation to dip, especially when life gets busy or obstacles arise. There will be obstacles that'll come up and you just have to go around it. Instead of relying on motivation, focus on your discipline and your consistency to keep you going. A lot of people, they will get caught up in excuses and they'll find themselves making excuses like, oh bro, like life just hasn't been going good lately, man. I can't go to the gym. I'm just gonna stay home today. Like, bro, if you keep having that mindset day after day, where are you gonna find yourself? Like, how are you gonna improve? You're honestly just gonna keep in this cycle where you're making excuses and like you're just gonna keep finding yourself in this hole. What I love to do when my motivation fades is go back and focus on the why. Why did I start this? Why do I want to become this person? Every time I start to feel demotivated, I also just love to go back, Photos app, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Boom, right there. That's where I started, man. That's why I keep going. I just look at the first picture of me in the gym and I go, damn, bro, that's why we started. Yeah, that's all it takes, boys. Just go up, click, boom, that's why I started. An example of that is your goal is to be healthier because you want to live longer for your family. Is it to gain confidence? Reconnect with that deeper purpose to reignite your passion. You have to reignite that passion that you had when you started, and after that, you'll be perfectly fine. Step number 4, we have embracing a growth mindset. Many of you have probably heard what a growth mindset is. If you haven't, the importance of it is a growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can develop through effort, good strategies, and learning from your mistakes. That is what a growth mindset is. You're learning from your mistakes. You implement your good strategies, like we talked about the SMART goals. You implement that throughout your life, and your abilities and intelligence will grow. That's what I mean by growth mindset. They will grow eventually if you implement all these things. An example is if you fail at something, instead of thinking, I'm not good at this, think I haven't mastered it yet. You haven't mastered it yet. You just need to keep going and keep pushing, because your failure is a learning opportunity. Your failure is a chance for yourself to look right there. I got this wrong, but next time I'm gonna get it right. Next time I'm gonna get it right. That's all it takes, man. Next time I'm gonna get it right, because this is what I did wrong. This is how I can fix it next time. Start by changing the language you use when you face challenges. Instead of saying I can't, say I can't yet. I can't do this yet. I haven't learned how to do this yet, but now I know, because my failure has taught me how I can achieve it. Now, we're gonna need to embrace challenges as opportunities to grow and praise your effort rather than the result. Praising your effort rather than the result is one of the biggest things that a person can do that impacts their life. You praise your effort. Praising your effort means I see myself trying and I know that it's gonna get me to the right place someday. So I praise that. I gotta keep living like that. That's how I'm gonna grow. Praising the result is something that a lot of people also get caught up in, because people will hype up their results and then forget why they were even doing it in the first place, and they'll start to lose purpose. For the 5th and final step, we have building long-term success and reflecting on your progress. Number 1, we have celebrating small victories helps you stay positive and motivated. It's these little steps that lead to big changes over time. Celebrating your small victories will put you in that mindset where you constantly want to achieve them. You constantly want to get this, this, and this. And they all compact and lead to the big goal. These small victories are going to keep you wanting to achieve big things. An example of that is if you stick to your new exercise routine for a week, treat yourself to a healthy meal or take a relaxing break. I do this all the time. Sometimes I will achieve like a new PR in the gym, and then I'll go out to Chipotle, or I'll go out, treat myself to something to eat. You know, maybe have a little bit of a nap or a break. Have an ice cream. You know, I don't really eat ice cream all the time. That's why it's a nice victory. Next, we have reflecting on your progress. Set aside time at the end of each month to reflect on your progress. I do this every single month. On the 31st, which it was yesterday, I reflected on my progress. I said, this is how much money I made this month. This is how much weight I gained. This is my PRs. These are how many calories I had per day. Everything like that is something that I implement on the end of every month. It's something that you guys should definitely do and start doing. Like I said before, you get a habit tracking app or just a habit tracker, like a piece of paper, you know, you write down what you did for the day. That's all it takes. And then at the end of the month, you go back and review that and say, did I make progress? Did I not make progress? Or how can I change what I'm doing? And that is what will set you aside from everybody else. Now, what we have here is, did this reflection help you stay on track and make necessary changes to your plan? So what I mean by that is, if you find yourself not going down the right path and you see that through your habit tracker, you can figure out how to make changes so you get back on that track to success. Because these changes will help you skyrocket to your success. Step number 3, adapting goals as you grow. Your goals may evolve as you grow, like I said, and you learn more about yourself. This journey is going to be hard. This journey is going to be challenging, but one thing over everything else is you're going to learn more about yourself. In conclusion, in this video, we covered how to set smart goals, build consistent habits, stay motivated, embrace a growth mindset, and reflect on progress. But remember, the most important thing is to take action no matter how small your goal is. No matter how small, we need to take action today, tomorrow. I don't care when, just start. This year, I want you guys to start. A lot of people are going to start today, and they're going to try to end on February because, you know, they're not doing what we were just talking about in the video. They're not setting measurable goals. They're not setting time-bound goals. They need to just focus on one goal at a time, and that's where many people are getting lost. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for more self-improvement content. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.